You're listening to Big World Network.
Amazing Grace, Episode 11. Written by James Hellvig, read by Meagan Hedin. Demonis Alumno pays the hawk-nosed former Soviet FSB agent, carefully keeping a neutral expression. It is an exorbitant amount for so little information, but this resource has proven extremely useful in the past. The gangs and drugs are an elaborate cover used to mask the massive amounts of cash being made on weapons sales abroad. Somewhere there is a rat. A nibbling, pestering annoyance that is hindering the movement of materials by drawing the unwanted attention of the authorities. Someone found Hector. That should have been impossible. Hector had been moved and questioned separately from Raphael. The bloody fingernails, 4 from Hector and 5 from Raphael, suspended in the formaldehyde is proof of that. Neither man broke the protocols. So where's the leak? Dismissing the man with a wave of a hand, the ruthless arms merchant stares into the vacated space, contemplating his next move. Tammy, along with the rest of the audience, laughs in delight at the antics of the circus performers. The last 3 days have been a whirlwind of shows and attractions that Anna and the 3 adults have thoroughly enjoyed. Dale and Kat had thoughtfully booked a number of attractions in preparation for their visit. How did I ever deserve to have such thoughtful people in my life? Anna squeals and claps enthusiastically as the elephants spray water into the roaring crowd. Dinner at Beacon's is a wonderful end to the day. Dale chuckles as a drowsy Anna weakly mumbles complaints about having to go to bed. "I'm not tired, I was only resting my eyes." "You can rest them better in bed, kiddo," Kat says warmly. Turning to face Tammy's stomach, Anna replies, yawning, "Do I have to, Mom?" Heart-melting, Tammy strokes Anna's hair gently, answering, "No, baby. You can stay here a little longer." Smiling contentedly, Anna mumbles, "K." In soft tones, the adults recount the day's events and plan for the rest of the week. They share a grin when, in minutes, Anna is snoring softly. Tammy rises and quietly carries the limp child into the bedroom. She returns shortly, detouring to the kitchen to make coffee. Bringing the steaming cups to her friends, Tammy sits between them with a sigh. "Thank you both for being here," she says softly. Dale sips his coffee and nods. Winking at her, he replies, "Not a problem. So, are you ready to get a handle on this thing?" Scowling at him, Kat turns in her seat to fully face Tammy. "Smooth, Dale. What he's trying to ask is if you've given any further thought to what you want to do." Enjoying the warmth of the mug in her hand, Tammy shrugs, answering, "Some. I know I love what I do. I'm just not sure if I can reconcile that with the person I am. I tend to reach for a tactical solution before a spiritual one." Frustrated, she sets her mug on the coffee table, slumping back into the couch, muttering, "Shit. What's wrong with wanting some inkling of a plan?" Frowning, Dale swivels to face his friend. He growls angrily, "Sit up!" Pointing a finger at his former commander's stunned expression, he continues, "Damn it, Major. I don't know much, but what I do know is that you've been an operator most of your adult life, not a policymaker. What in the hell makes you think that should change now?" Looking into the fierce expression on her friend's face, Tammy swallows a sudden lump in her throat. How did I miss something so obvious? Kat slides forward, embracing her friend. Glowering over Tammy's shoulder at Dale for a moment, she whispers, "Do what you've always done. Follow your instincts and your heart." Sniffing and blinking back tears, Tammy leans into Kat and extends her hands to Dale. Squeezing tightly and pulling him nearer, she hoarsely chokes out, "What would I do without you two?" Dale harumphs, replying, "Whine, mope, piss and moan." Smiling, Kat and Tammy reply in unison, "Asshole." Chuckling, Dale leans forward to kiss Tammy's forehead, saying softly, "I missed you too, ma'am." Hector and Raphael sit staring at the violent eyes of their employer, the dark balaclava obscuring the other facial features in the dimly lit room. In the background, a darkly dressed figure softly taps a pair of long-nosed pliers against a gloved hand, making both men shudder. The throbbing fingers of their bandaged right hands twitch in memory of the recent violation. Voiced gravelly from screaming, Hector breaks the protracted silence. Sir, what do you want us to do? The figure before them stares coldly while reaching forward to tap a button on the open laptop. A synthesized voice seems to speak from all around them. The only new variable is the female pastor. You are going to push and dig. I want to know more about this person. Hector and Raphael exchanged a puzzled glance. Nervously, Hector asks, You want us to attack her? Slamming a hand on the desk and making both men jump, the unisex voice thunders through the room. Idiots! If I wanted her dead, I'd shoot her myself. You will hurt her and we will watch the reaction. You will take someone she cares for. Giving the profusely sweating men the details of the plan, Demonis Alumno smiles wickedly beneath the concealing hood, enjoying their fear. Mother Steele hugs Tammy, jubilant with the news of her decision. In the training hall, the voices of Kat and Dale resound off the walls as the pair bark instructions at the students. Anna is straying with the church students, giving Tammy a moment alone with the senior nun. Embarrassed, Tammy says softly, Don't get your hopes too high. I just don't know how to quit. Smiling at the younger woman, Mother Steele replies, Us pig-headed, stubborn people have to stick together. Growing is part of the process, dear. Nodding her head in agreement, Tammy takes her hand and they walk slowly down the hall to find Father Bernard. She has 2 days left of her vacation and hopes to include them both in some of the planned outings, so they can get better acquainted with her family. Anna struggles to hide a grin, focusing on her uncle's instructions. Kat moves silently around the room, making minor adjustments and corrections. Having had the benefit of training with each of them privately, Anna is comfortable with the rhythm and brusque methods that are favored by the pair. To her, it's evident that her mom has been teaching the other children. The few times any of Anna's family helped teach at her regular dojo, the other students were caught completely off guard by the pace and demanding attention to detail and execution expected of them. They're used to it here, and Uncle Dale loves it. The grin spreading on Anna's face receives a raised eyebrow from her uncle, and she clamps down on it hard. The class spins in place. Following the new direction given to them by Dale, a flurry of practice punches and kicks suddenly explode in harmony. The class comes to attention and bows. Anna controls her features, staring straight into Kat's gaze, and the woman she thinks of as her aunt winks at her, making her chest swell with pride. Yes, I kept up with all the older kids. Calling a short break, the class scrambles for water. The visiting instructors watch their every move, secretly impressed and immensely proud of their own little girl. Raphael watches from the rooftop as the group exits the church, breaks up, and gets into 2 separate vehicles. Twisting the viewfinder in the telescope, he zooms in on the lead car, comparing the photograph with the people he is viewing. That's her. Your goon takes pictures and I do the dirty work. The cold gives each of his throbbing digits a heartbeat of its own. The instructions are explicit. He and Hector are to carry them out alone, to see if we're still worthy of living. Raphael shudders, remembering the revelations of how insignificant he actually is in this game. He didn't know the depth of the water she was treading, but he no longer cares. Demonis Alumno taught them that there are worse things than failure. There are teeth.
This has been a presentation of Big World Network. Visit us on BigWorldNetwork.com for more free weekly series, or follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks for listening.
You're listening to Big World Network.